Hello friends, Marcy here, and I'm back to do some writing sample comparisons with these three pens that have similarities but are all each unique in their own right. This is the Montblanc number 12, Meisterstruck number 12 that I purchased in September 24 at the Dallas Pen Show. And I love this inlaid nib look on this pen. This is 18 karat gold nib on the Montblanc. And I just want to do this, show you the similarities of the nibs. So I've inked them up. There's a sample of the ink. This is the Pilot Elite or E95S. And it also has the style of the hooded nib. I'm sorry, the inlaid nib. And this one is a 14 karat gold. This one's extra fine, and this one is medium. But it can't be apples to apples with the differences in nib size, but I'm trying to streamline it as much as possible because I just want to experience the way that each pen writes, even though they have different nib sizes. And my newest acquisition is the Waterman Carene. It's that same gorgeous color for this family, and they all have the push caps, by the way, if you've noticed me getting into this, and the inlaid nib. And this one is an 18 karat gold nib, so they should all be quite soft. And I've inked them all with the same ink. I wanted to use for October something gorgeous and matchy-matchy, like pumpkin cake. But I would like to ink them with different inks. So just for the writing sample comparison, I'm using Palette Shizuku Yamaguri. This is a new bottle that I purchased after a viewer sent me this sample vial, and I initially used it in this. It performed great. This is the Pilot Vanish, or actually the Decimo, with an extra fine nib. So performance of that ink I already knew I liked, and the color is walnut. So I figured this would be a good ink to play around with today. So I'm going to put the caps back on here, except save one that we'll be using, and do a writing sample. I do want to mention I love the glide on this E95S as it caps. Similar with the Montblanc, but it has a click, faint, very faint click. This click is more pronounced. Anyway, I want to start with the Montblanc because it has the largest or wettest nib. When I first wrote with it, I had inked it with a sample of Diplomat Burgundy, and I thought it was a very wet writer. So it is a wet medium, in some cases even comparable to a broad. So Montblanc, Meisterstruck, if I get Meisterstruck, number 12. And this was a vintage pen that I was very pleased to find at the Dallas Pen Show with a medium nib. We have Palette Shizuku Yamaguri or walnut. The fabulous naming of the color there as it's drying. You can see the shade there. All right. So our medium nib, very soft, smooth writer. The Pilot Elite is an extra fine, and this is a nice size. I forgot to mention the size and the capping on the Meisterstruck, but or the Montblanc. I did share that with you when I shared the initial surprise at finding this pen at the pen show. But the Elite is like a pocket pen. I can write, because I write with Twisbys that are unposted. Kavecos that are unposted. So I enjoy the smaller size pen. And this one, I can immediately feel the feedback here, but of course it is an extra fine nib. I do have another one of these. It's the black body barrel that has a medium nib. I should have brought that out and added it to the comparison. So I enjoy writing with all sizes of inks. Like, my favorite fountain pen is the one in my hand. I say that because if I'm using a broad nib, I'm just enjoying the flow of it. If I'm using an extra fine nib, I'm enjoying it. And I like the fine and extra fine nibs in my Tomoe River paper planners because they have a small grid. I'll just put walnut up here. So that's very much how this pen performed when I had it inked. Right now it's inked with another Pilot, the Fuyo Xiong, which is a gray ink. So it's not joining the parade today. And posting this. Again, when I mentioned using this, or in my unveiling yesterday, I was concerned about purchasing it because on the specs it said it was 34 grams, and I really wasn't sure I wanted a pen that heavy, but it doesn't seem to be too hefty to me. It's nice. And the colorway is Marine Amber. And again, the ink is the same, but I'm just writing the name just to put the ink down on the paper to have something to compare. Wow. So when I purchased this, I purposely ordered the fine. Forgot to list that. I was afraid of the medium because my experience with this one being a very wet gusher, and I'm thinking if I had ordered the medium, I probably would have regretted that because this is exactly what I was looking for. Anyway, so we have 3 pens with similarities, but they each have their own uniqueness, and you can see the similarities is what caught my eye and why I purchased them. The color, the nib, the design. Each pen is beautiful in its own right and a very enjoyable writing experience for me. And I just remembered why I didn't include the Black Elite. It has the medium nib. This one is still using the cartridge. I flushed it out and cleaned it, and it just would have been an extra step to fill it with a syringe. I do have a converter for it, but I'm leaving the cartridge in here because it does hold more ink than this. And let me just give you a peek. Oops. I'm so used to twisting caps. The Con 40 holds very little ink, and it's hard to see my ink level in there. It's the cartridge and the design of the pen because I have the same Con 40 here, and this one is ready for a flush and fill, actually. So another task for me today. I really appreciate all of my viewers. And as a matter of fact, I did have a comment from a viewer on yesterday's video for the Waterman Carene, and he was questioning about the ink having hard starts on the nib if the ink is drying out or if the cap is able to give it a good seal. And I told him I would give it like a 2-week trial and do an update. So I'll have an update video soon of that aspect. He read the information on Reddit and was just curious. So anyway, we'll have another video coming soon to verify the hard starts or the excellent seal or lack of an excellent seal on this gorgeous pen. Thank you for spending some of your precious moments with me today. You have a blessed day. Bye-bye.